What's going on, traders? Hope everybody had a great weekend. It is now Monday, June 26th. We're going to do a little review of the price action today and come up with some levels that I will be watching for tomorrow on Tuesday and give some thoughts on the market. But before we get into it, of course, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. So with that being said, markets were down again today. Final print coming in at 431.44. Markets were red about 0.41%, about $1.77 overall. And we have been watching this downtrend, right? And it has continued. The daily print here, you can clearly see, and even in in Friday's candle, that we rallied up and it was shorted, rallied up and it was shorted. So the trend is certainly down. Now, of course, bigger picture, yes, we are still in a bigger picture bull trend. However, we are experiencing this retracement right now, and that's fine, healthy, and perfect price action to have the potentiality to make a move back up higher. And until some major levels are really broken, this is just a retracement and perfectly normal and needed, in my opinion, right? So we still closed under the daily 9. Again, it's sitting at 434.17, so we'll be watching that area as well. But we were talking about a potential date with the 20-day moving average here on the daily. That right now is sitting at 430.48. We'll call it 50. And we're getting real close to it. That area may be supported, but I'm also wondering, and we were talking about this on the weekend plan, about that 430 being potentially tagged as well. And I'm just this is of course just wild speculation, but we could even see a situation where they end up breaking the 20, they come down to that 430, maybe even break a little bit lower, and then recapture, and then end up closing the day still above the 20, and we see some type of a candle, with that stronger bottom wick. So I will be watching for that. That's just a wild speculation. I mean, you can't really predict anything like that. We'll just follow our levels and understand and go with the trend that we are in, and have cases for if the market's going up and the market's going down, and that's all we can do. But I will be watching out for that scenario, because that really wouldn't surprise me as far as that fake break just under 420 and a fake break under that 20-day moving average, but then end up closing above it. So anyway, I am watching this base here too, and this is that main consolidation, and we broke out before, and we've broken several of these major these short-term bull pivots, and that we've been over before, and but this is really one of the last ones I want to be watching. And we are watching the megaphone pattern. Of course, we don't know if we continue to sell, when exactly we will price will come to engage this area. So we will just have to see how that plays out. But it could be anywhere here, 427, 428, 429. If we get up here, then it's around in those 430s. So 430, 40 area. So we'll have to see, but we'll certainly keep an eye on that as well. This bull flag here, was definitely a big zone that really caused this bigger breakout here. So if I was to guess, I would probably be thinking that retesting this area of major liquidity that caused this breakout could definitely be in the works. And let's just mark off the top of this area so we are aware of this zone. So it's pretty close, it's pretty much the 23.6, and nothing is, so it's just under 430, right? That's why I was also talking about that. I thought that this might be a place that we would come down to. The lowest side of this consolidation is 425.80, 84, so in an 80. Just watch that zone as well if we do start to come down. But I will be certainly watching this, and if we start breaking under, definitely under 425.80 here, probably be looking to see about this gap being filled. But we're not there yet, so we'll take it one step at a time. Let's take a look here. I think that's everything I wanted to go over on this chart. Still seeing the Momo finally coming and cooling down here. Maybe we have a date with the zero line first before we start to move back up, so I'll be watching that as well. And let's see, anything else I needed to go over on this chart? I think that was everything. Okay, let's look at our day trading. Fibs a little bit. We can go into today's price action. So I played this short on futures, so I know the level a little bit more on futures, but we were talking in yesterday's plan that, that's 435 is going to need to be recaptured, right? And today, going just on the downtrend today, it wasn't even able to get close to that area, that recapture of that 50. And we were talking about the 50, fib would need to be recaptured, but really the 435, the 50 sitting at 434.81, so it's pretty much that zone here that the bull is going to need to recapture and hold to be able to start to push price back up higher again, and make an attempt for say over in this 436 area, but you can see the rallies continued to being sold, especially today. A couple of nice examples of that. Bulls came out pretty strong at the gates, and then we set up on this fake little flag here. You can see price tried to push up higher multiple times, couldn't do it. This was around the 440 area, if I remember correctly, on futures. And when I saw it break back under that 440 zone, I was taking this as a fake breakout, and we took a short down. I didn't do it on options, but took a short down. Didn't get these lows, but we got out. I got out somewhere, in this area for a nice move. But then I kind of went more into bull mode, actually, and I posted something funny on Twitter. I was like, dodging bullets left and right because I was able to catch this rally. But really, I should have just been sitting and waiting for the short. But I knew that when you are counter trend trading, as well as, not only do you lower your size and your expectations, but you're taking more profits right off the bat, right? Because you are counter trend trading. So, you don't want to be sitting in there. And this, on the 10 minutes, not as clear, but, on the 5 here, and this is a better example. You can see it looked like it was going to try to retrace back up a little bit higher, and then it was just shorted down. Bounced again, and I got this trade as well, up, and then actually it came down here, but I actually didn't sell out. I noticed it was making a higher low, and then I exited most up in this area. But I didn't touch any options today personally because, it's Monday, and it's really not an environment for me on Mondays that have that strong of an edge. So I only really like to do the options personally when there's really a stronger edge. Futures is a bit easier. You can get in and out really easily if that's your style. But I think I took about 4 trades tops today. So, but you can see this flag here right into power hour got faded right at the end of the day to the new lows, and this is what I was talking about as far as these fake outs, and it's still the rallies are being sold, right? A nice move down to the lows, and now we tried to bounce a little bit here, but not really too much movement in the in Globex in the overnight session here so far, and Asia already did open, and it doesn't look like there was much. But plan still is pretty simple. Let's go into, and some of these levels, really haven't changed. Let's go into the pivots here that we have been watching. Formulating our plan overall. This is our balance from last week. Still gonna mark it off here just because I think it's good to know kind of where this whole zone is, kind of that bigger picture pivot, right? And if we start to get over, we can look for those real high prices. And there still might be, there still are long opportunities again, as I was saying, but like I said, the prevailing prevailing trend is of course down. So and we've broken out of this the lower part of the range. First bear target hit, second one broke below a little bit today, kind of recapturing now around this 432. So I'll certainly watch to see if that's going to be supported. This caused a major breakout last week, so we're watching this zone to see how if there is any support here. But chances are we could just come up here to the downtrend and then just get sold right back down, right? So breaking back over 433, 65, 70, that zone, I think would be encouraging for the bulls if you deem this too high risk to be buying down by this 432. I mean, for me, the 432 was tested a bunch today. So, I'm losing kind of confidence in the fact that a direct buy there would still play out as that bid gets chipped away at continuously being tested, because at some point it's just going to break through and not look back, right? So if you're looking for a little bit less risk, personally, then back over this downtrend here, recapturing 433 might give a nice opportunity for some 435 calls to try to retest this area here. And we were talking about that 435 on Sunday. We'll talk about it again here. Getting over that, retesting, and getting back into this balance zone that was established from before is really what the bulls need. Recapture this 435, 435, 68, 670 area here, recapturing. Okay, great. Then we could potentially see the move up to the halfway point there at 37. And then if that recaptures, okay, we can look for the top of the range. But until at the very, even this 434 really has a chance, this 433.60 zone still has a chance, a higher probability of being shorted back down. Even if we break over, I probably would need to see like a 4-hour confirmation. I mean, an hourly, a 10-minute confirmation over there might not be, enough. Even a 15-minute might not be enough to really to be sure. And I mean, you're never sure, but to at least have a higher probabilistic odds that the bids are there to support that area, because until this 435, 436, high 435s, this area is recaptured, that you still have that higher probability of getting short back down. So we'll still be watching here. If we break back under 432, certainly going to be looking at those shorts for tomorrow. If we came up to here and you wanted, a direct short idea here as well against 433, it's 434 area, 430 puts coming back down. That is also something to be looked at, in my opinion. And even if we came back up to retest this area, could be another point where you could consider a potential short back down, to retest this trend line and then see if they can break under, and then head to lower prices. But yeah, so we'll have to see. We'll still be watching our last third, bear target here in those 430s. So we'll see if it actually gets tested. Will we see a trend day this week? I don't know. I do believe not tomorrow, but I think Wednesday we do have Powell speaking. I'm not sure if it's in front of the Congress again or the Senate, but I did see that he is speaking at 9:30. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Again, it's not CPI or anything, but still something you want to be cognizant of. But I'll really be focusing more just on my levels. I'm not too personally worried about that, but thought I would mention it either way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see if what this 432, excuse me, does here. If we open below it, above it, but there's still going to be opportunities, like I said. If a retracement up to here, if this holds, you can get a couple. You can get 20% or a little scalp here. But I would say the bigger opportunities are probably to the downside, of course, going with the trend. But play as you see fit. I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to go over. If you haven't already and you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. And leave a comment. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see that 430? Do you think we're going to go down even lower? Do you think we bounce up higher? Certainly love to know your comments as this downtrend retracement continues. And we'll see what we're going to get. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Take care.